The more pixels comprising an image, the higher the resolution and the higher the detail in the image. The higher the resolution, the higher the file size. A way to determine the size of a file is by multiplying the number of pixels in width by the number of pixels in height times the color depth. That's the number of bytes storing the color information for each pixel. In grayscale mode, which only has one channel, each pixel can have the value between 0 and 255, the file size would simply be pixels in width times pixels in height. In RGB color images, the file size for the same image would be 3 times as large because there are 3 bytes of information per pixel. File sizes are measured in bytes. As with other units, the following prefixes are used to keep sizes easy to read. 1 kilobyte is 1024 bytes. 1 megabyte is 1024 kilobytes. 1 gigabyte is 1024 megabytes. You can simply think of these levels of sizes as the corresponding levels for the following. Sizes in kilobytes, that's a small file size and it's typically good for the web. In megabytes, large file size, typically good for print. In gigabytes, that's a very large file size, typically the size of video files. Image resolution is measured as pixels per inch, PPI, which indicates how much or how little detail is in the image. Now let's look at the same image set up in different ways. In both cases, the image has been set to be output at 10 inches by 7.5 inches. But here on the left image, we have a resolution of 6 ppi, and it's 63 pixels wide by 47 pixels high. On the right, you see the same image at a resolution of 80 ppi, with the dimensions of 800 pixels wide by 600 pixels high. You can see that when we have a low resolution and a grid of very few pixels in both dimensions, the low quality is obvious. We can see that it's pixelated. There's very little detail in the image, only 6 pixels per inch of the image. It is important to know that for images on the screen and the web, we do not need to specify the resolution. All we need to do is specify the width in pixels and the height in pixels. The way the image will be interpreted on user screens will depend on the resolution of their monitor, which you have no control over. When creating and setting up images for print, though, it is hugely important that you specify what you want the print size to be in the units used in your area most commonly, whether that is inches, centimeters, and so on, and what the resolution should be. For print, the resolution should be 300 pixels per inch. I will repeat this because it's really important. For print, the resolution should be 300 ppi.